Okay, and to start off the workout, we're going to begin with the plank, which is a really common abdominal core exercise that most people know, but we're going to perform it with a little bit of a twist. First of all, we're going to perform the standard plank for 1 minute, and then we're going to move on to a couple of variations. This little portion when we're doing the plank is quite challenging. It's on its own. It's a good little workout and little test of core strength. So a nice little warm up for the rest of the workout as well. Now when we're doing this, the word for the workout is engage. You want to engage your abdominals, pull in your abdominals tight, pull them inwards, and engage your glutes, engage your bum muscles as well. They work together, so you want to squeeze your bum, your glute muscles and your abs in every single exercise we do in this workout, but especially in the plank right now. Okay, so that's 1 minute. We're going to move on to raising the right arm off the floor out in front of you, kind of like Superman sort of pose. We're going to do this for 15 seconds. Okay, right arm goes down and the left arm goes up. Try not to tilt too far away from the side that the arm's coming up. Try and keep your body as straight as possible. You can see my left hip coming up a little bit too much there. Try and keep straight. Okay, now the right leg is going to come up off of the floor. Again, we're going to hold this for 15 seconds. And then the left leg goes up. And the plank is a great little exercise to teach you how to engage and contract your abs and your glutes effectively. When we're doing the repetitions later, we're not looking to get as many reps as we can. We're looking to engage the abs as much as possible. Okay, now the left arm and right leg are coming off of the floor, and this work is really quite challenging, and the wobbles really start to begin. Try and keep it straight as possible when you're doing this, and we're holding this for 15 seconds as well. Now the left leg and the right arm. Nearly done here at this point. This is just for 15 seconds, and then we're going to go straight into the standard plank again to finish off this part of the workout. Okay, so back into the plank. We're going to hold this for 30 seconds and then we're going to be all done. So remember, engage your abs and squeeze your bum muscles as much as you can. If you can't quite do the full times that I've set here, it's fine. I just want you to learn to squeeze your core muscles, squeeze your abs and your glutes. That's more important. Okay, and we're done. So you can rest there for a minute. I want to say about maximum, you can pause the video, maximum 30 seconds to a minute rest between each exercise. Try and keep going. If you can't. Okay, and on to the next exercise. These are called knee hugs. Your arms coming up above your body. Don't let your heels or your head or your arms touch the floor. And what you want to do is at the top of each knee hug, you want to hold the position and contract your abs as hard as you can. So as I come up, squeeze and hold that position for a second, and then extend back out. Straight arms and straight legs when they're going back down. And for each of the exercises we're doing, we're looking for 20 reps, ideally 10 to 20 reps. If you can hit 20, that's great. If not, try and hit at least 10. And you can see I'm not rushing through each rep, I'm taking my time. That makes the exercise a little bit more difficult, can't quite do as many reps like that. And I'm really contracting my abs and my glutes, and again that makes the exercise a little bit more difficult but much more effective. Okay, now on to the next exercise, which are V-ups. These are a little bit more challenging version of knee hugs. So I'm keeping the arms and legs straight as you come up, and you're aiming to touch your toes while keeping your legs straight. These are a lot more challenging than knee hugs. Again, don't rush through the repetitions. Take your time, and at the top of the movement, when you're sitting up, you want to contract your abs as hard as you can. If you can't do 20 reps, don't worry, it's not a rep competition. You're just trying to get the best workout possible and contract your abs hard. Now you notice that my heels are not touching the floor. It's tempting to do that on the way down on V-ups. Just make sure you don't. Your head, your arms, your hands, your legs and your feet cannot touch the floor. To make this a little bit more difficult, you can try and bring your bum off of the floor a little bit as you're sitting up. Okay, straight-legged bicycle kicks. So my opposite hand is touching my foot. I'm trying to keep my legs as straight as possible. This one is really tempting to rush through it again. Take your time and contract your abs. This one's quite challenging because your body's constantly in that sort of curled position where your head's up, you're sort of curling forward, and you're sort of crunching forward and trying to move and breathe while you're contracting your abs. There shouldn't be any point in this exercise where you're not contracting your abs and squeezing your abs. So it can be quite difficult. Again, aiming for 20 reps. Now, when you've touched both feet, that's 1 rep. It's 20 reps touching each rep. You've got to touch both feet. Okay, next, seated bicycle kicks. Similar to the last movement, you're going to bring your elbow to touch the opposite knee while you're in the seated position. Again, your heels can't touch the floor. You've got to keep your legs off of the floor. Your feet got to stay off of the floor. If you want to make this a little bit more difficult, try and sit back as much as possible. It's really going to burn the abs and help get a good contraction of the stomach. The more you sit back, the more difficult it's going to be. This doesn't look like much, like it's a particularly difficult exercise, but when you straighten your leg fully and you're really contracting the abs as hard as you can, it is really, really tough. Again, do not rush through this. Take your time with each rep. Otherwise, it's going to be a really ineffective exercise. You're not going to get any benefits from it. You're not going to get any stronger if you rush through each rep as fast as you can. Take your time and get really good contraction of the stomach. Okay, now lying bicycle kicks. Again, hands have got to be on your head, by your temples. Your elbow is going to come up and touch the opposite knee. The leg that you straighten, try and straighten out as much as possible. Your shoulders, your head, your feet and your legs are not supposed to touch the floor. And that position where you're actually touching your knee to the elbow, try and stay in that position for a second or two. Don't rush back down. And while you're in that position, contract your abs. Really working the obliques with these twisting movements as well as the abs. Okay, so these are lying leg raises. Put your hands on the floor by your bum and you're trying to sit up and raise your feet to the ceiling as much as possible. And again, at the top of that movement, squeeze your stomach muscles. And again, don't be in a rush to come back down. Don't rush through each rep. Nice and slow and under control. So we're nearly finished with the workout at this point. There's just 2 more exercises after this. If we made it this far, definitely keep going, and we're nearly finished. And again, we're looking for 20 reps each exercise. Okay, and on to my favourite exercise. These are seated abdominal twists. So you're clasping your hands and you're touching your fist to each side, left then right. My legs outstretched, and I'm trying to sit back as much as possible. The further you sit back, the more difficult this is going to be, and the more stability is going to be required, the more you're going to use your ab muscles. So if you want to make this more difficult, just sit back a little bit more. Again, try not to rush through this and move your arms from side to side as quick as possible. It's really tempting to do so because this is a difficult exercise, but take your time. Okay, and finally, we're going to finish off with the dead bug exercise. I'm going to hold this for 30 seconds. I'm sitting back, my legs are straight, my arms are straight, pointing in the same direction. I'm really trying to sit back so I'm really contracting the abs. And my feet are not touching the floor. The only thing I'm not touching the floor is my bum, it's my glutes. Really starting to wobble at this point. It's a difficult exercise. There we go, 30 seconds, and that's the workout done.